Alright, where we're given the cosine of an angle, a whole angle, is 12 over 13, and we want to, let's see, we know something else. We know that the whole angle is in quadrant 4, and we want to find the sine of the half angle, the cosine of the half angle, and the tangent of the half angle. Alright, so let's first start with, this could easily be cosine A, and then this would say A. So let's first start with making that box, or that chart. And we only have one angle here, so I'll make it a little smaller. So angle X, or angle A. So we've got cosine and sine and tangent. There we go. Alright, so we know the cosine is 12 over 13. That means that's x over r. So that means my x is 12, my r is 13, and so to find the y is going to be the square root of 13 squared minus 12 squared, and y turns out to be 5. Okay. And we know the whole angle is in quadrant 4, so the cosine is given 12 over 13. So the sine then, that's y over r, so y is 5, r is 13, but quadrant 4 it has to be negative, so negative 5 over 13. And then the tangent, well, that's y over x, and y is 5, x is 12, and in quadrant 4 tangents are negative, so that's negative 5 over 12. Alright, now we got that all figured out. Let's go ahead and find, first we'll find the sine of the half angle. So plus or minus, and we'll talk about that in detail in a second. 1 minus the cosine of x all over 2. So plus or minus. So 1 minus, let's see, the cosine was 12 over 13 all over 2. Let's move up here. Plus or minus, square root. So that becomes 13 over 13 minus 12 over 13 all over 2. Working downwards. So 13 minus 12 is 1, so we have 1/13 over 2. You can think of that as a 2 over 1. Moving up here, plus or minus. So that becomes, when I take the top fraction multiplied by the reciprocal of the bottom, that becomes 1 over 26. And then we need to rationalize that, so square root of 1 over square root of 26 times square root of 26 over square root of 26, so that becomes the square root of 26 over 26, and yes, I still have the plus or minus here. Alright, so let's deal with that whole plus or minus. We know it's this. We know the actual value is the square root of 26 over 26. Alright, but we have to deal with the plus or minus. So this is how we do that. Let me pull up a new paper here. So we've got make it a little bigger here. So we knew that let's see, that the original angle x, which you don't know what the angle is, but you know it's in quadrant 4, Q4. So in quadrant 4, well, that's between 270 and 360. So this is how you do it. You say x, the angle, is between 270 and 360. But I'm working a bunch of problems where I'm doing the half angle. So then you say, I want the half angle. So then you divide each of these by 2. So 270 divided by 2 is 135. And this, of course, is the half angle, x over 2. 360 divided by 2 is 180. So where does 135 to 180 occur? Well, that's here in quadrant 2. So the half angle is in quadrant 2. And the cosines are negative. The sine is positive, and the tangent is negative. Very important that you do this step. I'm going to look for this on your homework, your tests, and your quizzes. This step to actually determine the sign, the plus or minus sign of the half angles. Alright, let's go ahead now and work cosine. So we wanted cosine of the half angle, and I don't need to put the plus or minus there. I know it's going to be minus because I just went through that exercise. So we have 1 plus the cosine of x all over 2. This is going to look really familiar because a lot of it's the same. So we have 1 plus 12 over 13 all over 2. And I'm just going to jump right to the very end. You know how to do that. So of course it's negative 5 times the square root of 26 all over 26. So there's your cosine of your half angle. And working over here, let's just squeeze in the tangent right over here. So the tangent of the half angle, and that's going to be the sine of x all over 1 plus the cosine of x. Alright, so this is going to be negative 5 over 13 all over 1 plus 12 over 13. So that becomes negative 5 over 13. The 1 can be a 13 over 13, so when I add them together I get 25 over 13. Denominators are the same. There we go. So this becomes negative 5 over 25, which becomes negative 1/5. So there's your tangent of your half